Hello, I am Tato Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing The Letter. Previously, after getting saved by Isabella, Asha and the two of them had a heart-to-heart, but not before she smacked him and then yelled at him, but he deserved that. I guess that just made him realize things, and he's like, I wouldn't tell her. And he does tell her. And he loves her. He loves her so much. And then they have a moment and they kiss. Aww. And yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. Alright, let's continue. Enough to dampen the mood and force back the worry I've temporarily forgotten. Yet, when I glance back at Isabella, as she has for me a small smile, bright and hopeful. And it is strength enough. One that I tried to draw from when I reset my forehead. That makes more sense. As I rest my forehead against hers one last time. For leading us both out, her hands in mine. That Howard still hasn't come back. We'll make our way downstairs. Tricky, considering the stairs to the attic are a bit old. One misstep and anyone might end up slipping and falling. You're lucky if that's all that'll happen to you. With the stairs this steep, a broken neck is a likely outcome. Thankfully, Isabella's here to guide me through the darkness. She knows this place better than anyone. After all, in spite of all of the misfortunes it has brought us.
Careful! The floorboards over there aren't very sturdy.
Right on cue, the same board I was stepping on creaks and suddenly breaks. The pieces falling somewhere, a dull thunk.
Oh shit. Scumbag wouldn't be too happy about that. Ow, my foot.
See? I told you so. You never listen to me.
They renovated the whole mansion. They can't even replace one tiny part of the house.
Why don't you file a complaint to BRC then? I'm sure they'd be thrilled to hear it. You know it was such a rush job.
Outside, the winds have intensified. Even from here, I can hear the gusts battering the windows in the attic. It makes you wonder why up until now, the only person we've encountered from the house is the butler. Although, to some degree, that makes sense. He is in charge of running the place. Where are the other servants, though? In this storm, wouldn't anyone want to stay inside? A likely assumption is they're all asleep. The route I've taken doesn't really pass by the rooms they've likely assigned as the servants' quarters. However, they have also heightened security. I've brushed it off earlier, thinking they'll be posted at a lot closer to where the master's rooms are, but the second floor is devoid of anyone as well. As if every inhabitant of this place has suddenly disappeared overnight. More importantly, where's that scumbag? I somehow clicked twice. Don't know how. I don't like this. Or did I not click twice? I guess not. I don't like this at all. The fact that we're here, right in the fucking middle of it, makes me all the more queasy. and our feeling only escalates once we reach the landing and Isabella swings the door open. She pauses abruptly, right in the doorway, and I almost run into her. A look of confusion in her as she looks wildly around the place, wordlessly taking in her surroundings. With each turn and shift of her eyes, her shoulders only grow tenser and look of apprehension slowly dawns on her.
Isabella, what are you...
What's happening?
We aren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, why are we in the kitchen? Didn't we just leave the attic? Sure enough, when I look up, we're standing right in the kitchen. Pots, pans, and all. In one corner, Rebecca watches almost as surprised to see us. McCullough, also with her. Of course, she didn't listen to me, even if I've already exceeded the 15 minutes we've agreed on. Although, color... Oh, the British spelling. And strength seems to have already returned to her, enough for her to be able to stand unassisted. The empty plate on the counter appears to have played a part in that. Good news, I guess. As for the other one, however, relieved as I am that she has had the sense to wait and not venture deeper into the mansion, I can't keep but roll my eyes at her. I can't help, makes more sense. I can't help but roll my eyes at her. Although she primps me with a reprimand of her own.
Did you really think you could hide this from us?
I had to, Becca.
You know, if Isabella hadn't asked G and that old guy didn't slip, none of us would even have any idea.
So the first thing the two of you did is go straight here?
Of course not, but Isabella insisted.
And it didn't even occur to you to stop her?
I tried, all right. She was out the door before I could say anything.
And how did you guys even get in here?
Both of them exchange a look. One that I absolutely don't like. In the end, it's Isabella who speaks up, albeit with a bit of hesitation.
We heard someone scream, Ash. It led us here.
Without warning, the door behind us slams shut.
We need to get out of here.
Screw right. I need to get these people out of here. Luckily, we're in the kitchen, and we have two ways out. The back door and the cellar offers. Except the hatch won't budge when I pull it at it, and neither does the back door, as if something has locked it firmly on the other side. Well, that does not sound good. Sounds like we are a wee bit screwed. Rebecca also gives it a few tries, but even with the help from Isabella, it won't open. There's a long bout of silence when we all simply look at each other, likely sharing the same thoughts. We're trapped. Something or someone has intentionally led us here. Fuck. In that same moment, once realization dawns, and something shifts again. Blood. New journal entry. Tuesday, November 1st. Together, Ashton and Isabella carefully made their way downstairs. However, instead of a hallway, the kitchen greeted them instead. Before they could understand what was happening, it slammed shut. And behind them, the whole mansion had started to shift. Blood. In every nook and cranny, over every surface, and in every inch of floor. This time, unlike the first one I've seen, it remains, and gradually, the whole room begins to reek of that familiar metallic scent, sharp and suffocating. Around us, every object, including the cupboards, has started to rattle as well. The sounds from outside foreboding, rumble of thunder, and even the howling winds have begun to fade away, replaced by whispers, shouts, and cries of pain. Though inaudible, each beat and note bombards every crevice of my head with vague images and sounds. There's no time to make sense of everything, however. I'm already shouting, fueled purely by adrenaline, barking orders and making the break for the door that leads to the next room, the dining. It should take us straight to the foyer, where the main door is.
Move! Run!
Right in front of us, the mansion has started to change, and we're in the thick of it. However, instead of the dining room like it's supposed to open to, don't you hate when that happens, when you go and break into a creepy house and you're like, this door's gonna go to one room and it leads you to somewhere else? Those pesky haunted houses. The bedroom welcomes us instead. An image that lasts only but a second before blood begins to seep into the room. It's a lot of blood. Filtering into the walls, trickling from every nook and cranny. Everywhere, furniture shakes and every beam rattles. Before we can even step back from the horror gradually unfolding in front of us, the door slams shut. A loud thud, bringing a sense of dread and chill, creeping up in each of us, along with its another realization: the whole place is reordering itself. And with the door closed tight behind us, showing no signs of budging, even through sheer force, there's no choice but to go forward and hope to all gods that'll lead us to an exit. Oh, certainly not the exit over here. until running, the only thing we can do, spurred by nothing but fear and a sense of desperation to live, is crying blood. That's not good.
It's useless, Ashton Frey.
But with each room we pass, it only becomes apparent that the house has no intention of letting us leave. It lured us here. It lured all of us here, and we've fallen for it. Now it's playing a little game with us. A sordid form of amusement. For whom? Their laughter are the only thing we can hear. With every hall we cross and door we slide open, with the hope of finding an exit, merely dwindles. The gun at my hip is useless here. I am useless here. Some fucking genius I am. Some fucking person to trust I am. All of those, they mean nothing in the face of the unknown.
You finally figured it out, huh, Ashton Frey?
No, we haven't figured anything out.
Just give it up.
And you are going to die alone.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You know it's true, though.
Not really because of us. I mean, they all kind of they've been screwed no matter what, so
All of it.
It's why all you can do is tell us to shut up. You don't want to hear a single word because you're already aware of it.
You can't even admit it to yourself. Who's the coward now?
But no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna be able to save anyone.
And we thought about breaking a window and jumping from the second story. Probably won't kill us, right? Probably not. Be that big of a fall. Break something, most definitely. Kill us, I think we'd survive. The more gruesome the place turns, the bleaker our chances simply get. Well, the screaming wails are not a good sign. Wails and screaming fill our ears as we pass by. Words from a time and people long gone, laced with nothing but pure agony, calling out, reaching out to us. Their voices almost too real, as if we're not the only ones trapped here, that there are others begging for release from this wretched place. Or maybe it's all just a show? A taste of what we will eventually be, souls forever held captive in a never-ending nightmare.
Mother, I've done it, Mother. Take me with you, please. I can still hear her. She's here. Help me! Help me, please!
Is this what the curse is? What it means for all of us? That the letter, not a morbid cry for help, but an invitation? A beckoning for unsuspecting souls to be dragged into this place's horrors, to be put under centuries and centuries of torment and agony? Suddenly dying a painful death seems preferable, enticing, than ending up here, living a tortured existence. Or perhaps it's all the same. Still, hope worms its way into me. Not a usual thing for someone like me. After going through countless doors and corridors, every little sign of hope I'm willing to cling to, as long as I'll get us out of here. Of hope I'm willing to cling to, as long as it'll get us out of here. We're back in the dining room again. How long have we been running? How long since we've left the kitchen? At some point, I've lost track of time, with the windows barred tight and the sounds lifting in the air. Nothing but shouts and shrieks. It's impossible to tell. Not that it matters. An end is in sight. Shelves and furniture and furnishings bar the door, each stained with blood and gore, that if the situation isn't desperate as it is, I'll find a different way out. Are we going to do the method that I was thinking of? Breaking a window and jumping out? But there's still a gap left at the topmost part for a person to go through, as long as you use the shelves to climb.
It's an exit, all right.
From here, I can spy the familiar walls of the foyer. Relief, only relief, washes over me. Although my legs have been strained, taut by all of that running, and every bone and muscle in my body ache, there's only an easing. A sense of tension, relieving while energy back flows through. Sorry, that just seems weird. A sense of tension relieving while energy back flows through me again at the sight of an end. No sooner I'm leading us out of it. Isabella helps Makala first, assisting her up and through the gap before giving a hand to Rebecca. The moment the ladies are in, I nod for her to go through.
Go ahead. I'll watch your back.
Surprisingly, she does that without any protest. Not that there's any need to. Sometime after entering this room, the whole place has calmed down. No wails, no whispers, just silence, too deafening. But I'm not letting my guard down until everyone's on the other side of this nightmare, safe. For all I know, this may just be a calm before another storm. Without further incident, however, Isabella makes it to the other side and I am following after her. However odd this hush is, I turn my back from it and climb up. It's a tight fit. I manage to squeeze myself in. The unease remains though. Maybe it's the adrenaline still coursing through me, or how easy everything has been after living through that nightmare, fleeting as it is. But for some reason, something's still nagging at me. Call it a detective's instincts or my training or whatever, or whatnot. I have a feeling something's going to happen and catch us unprepared. What about Hansi? Unconsciously, before dropping down on the better side of the stream, my hand shifts to the gun at my hip. instinct has never failed me before. My feet haven't even landed firmly on the floor when...
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two.
Ah, not Hansi.
People these days, in my own home, can you believe it? I feel so left out.
A chill seeps into every vein in my body. All of a sudden, every ache, every pain returns to me tenfold, and my knees threaten to buckle at the sound of his voice. Though it appears friendly, I know is anything but. One does not spend investigating a man like him for over a year, and holding a grudge against him for more, without knowing everything about him. His quirks, his habits, unfamiliar with all of them. Right now, Luke fucking Wright is beyond pissed. Shifting my gaze upwards is nearly too painful, knowing the danger. Not to me, but to those who have been lured in here by the curse. Oh, no. That's not good. Are we going to have to choose who he shoots? The handgun catches my eye first, next to that smarmy smile on his face, while he holds McCullough, Rebecca, and Isabella at gunpoint. It's a sight enough to lodge a painful thorn up my throat. I've been too complacent, too focused on other things, that I've completely set aside the fact that Scumbag will not be too pleased to see us here without knowing our reasons. But even with those good intentions, curses, and ghostly apparitions aside, we're still trespassing in his home. The question is, if he's even aware that the whole of his household has somehow disappeared and he might be the only one here. Likely not. Fuck. Even with the people he knows among the crowd, there's a significant effort in him not to simply shoot everyone in sight.
And really, Daisy, even you, what would Kylie say?
Luke, this isn't what you're thinking. You have to listen to us. There's something going on here.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What about little Lily over there, then? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Doesn't sound like it.
Sir, please.
Oh, please, what?
We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
Tut-tut, not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman.
Can't say the same for Feathers here, though.
Oh. I get Ashton's feathers. I thought we were, scrawny or some short term.
But really now? I swear, people need to stop breaking into my house! This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
Casually, he waves a handgun at them as if it's just a mere toy, and his words are no threat. The safety's off on his. Nothing stopping him from pushing through with his words. Call me paranoid, but at this slight gesture, I draw my own and level it at him. Finger on the trigger and ready to release with the safety catch in case things go south. Well, this is dramatic. Okay, we'll end this episode here. We will see if we survive this situation in the next episode. I'm Data Cat. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.